How's it going, guys? Today I'll be working on this 2001 C5 Corvette, and the problem I'm having is wobbly seats. If you guys ever notice your seats wobbling, going forward and backwards whenever you brake or accelerate, this is how you fix it. And I say wobbling, but really it's like the seat moves up like a quarter-inch forward and back, quarter-inch forward and back. And all it is are these little plastic pieces. I got this from Corvette America, this little kit, and this will fix it. So the tools required are going to be a flathead, this little plastic piece remover, 15mm socket, 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 ratchet extension, and a torque, a T40 and a T25. These both came with the Corvette America kit, but if you don't get the same one I did, you can always use your own little sets of torque bits. First thing we want to do is remove this pin right here and this pin right here. Just go around like that, pry out. Okay, I got this one off. I'll show you how I did that. So again, you just remove this. And you gotta be careful because I just broke that one. But you can see there's a lip right there. So you're gonna pull back and it doesn't break. See how I broke that one? That's why I'm doing this video, so you guys don't break it. Now you just want to remove this nut and this nut with your 15mm socket and ratchet. Now that we have these two nuts removed, you just want to move the seat forward. Now with the seat all the way forward, we have two more nuts back here, one back here, and one over there. I got both nuts removed, and I had this ground wire over there because I had subs. I need this for my amp. That's actually a great place for your ground wire if you have an amp. Now we just want to move back to around the middle spot, or a little bit back, because we want to remove this pigtail right here. Once you're at the middle position in the tracks, raise both these up all the way. So now you can remove your pigtail. You're gonna need to get a flathead. You're gonna need to pry in there and pull apart. I'll need two hands, so I can't really show you guys. Now I have it apart, I can lift up the seat. So right now, I can only get the seat out this much because this power for my seat is still connected right here. So I need to disconnect this first. Now that I have the seat removed, you can actually see like the play. You see that? That's crazy. The next thing we need to do is remove these two T25 screws. Now these two are removed. We have the T40 screw hiding right over here. So all you gotta do is come around right here, and there's your T40 screw. I just broke this T40 screw loose finally. It's pretty tough with this little Allen key, almost T40. I know that's not what it's called, but it's pretty hard to get. So just keep taking that off. Now with all three screws out, we're gonna slide this back, and then we're going to take this guy out. This guy out. All I did was pull out, and now this guy's out. Now we can pull this guy. I'm at the back of the seat, and we can pull this guy out. And look at that. And this is why your seats are moving forward and backwards. So if you look right here, watch all this play. That's what I mean by why your seats are going forward and backwards. That's not supposed to do that. So now what I'm gonna do is unthread this piece and basically just put the new plastic pieces in between there. So now we have the thread and this is technically called the drive gear. It's all removed, and make sure the way you pull it out, you keep it orientated that way so you can put it back in the same way. So now we can pull this out, and there used to be shims in there, but they're gone now. So I'm just gonna clean it off a little bit, not too much. It don't really matter too much. And then put the new shims in there. So this is what it should look like with your new shims in. And yes, they are pretty hard to push in. The first one was easy. The second one, it's pretty hard. You really gotta push it in, but now it's nice and tight. There'll be no movement. So now let's just thread this back onto here. Actually, a little tip is make sure you get the holes lined up or else it won't screw back on. Everything needs to be pretty flush and lined up. You don't want this middle piece to be too far up or too far down. But then when you thread this on, also go about a third of the way up. Okay, everything's back on. If you didn't know, this was your T40 screw. That's where that screws into. And your I think, what were they, 20 or 25? Can't remember. They screw into here. So when we're lining everything back up, we're gonna go back in through the back. We're gonna slowly screw in our T40, and then we can adjust this to line up our smaller T-screws. I can't remember what they are. So I was trying to put it back in here, but I noticed these corners are hitting right in there. I didn't want to do this, but I guess I'm going to need a file. And I'm going to file these 4 corners down a little bit just so it can fit. I'll let you guys know how that works. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but all corners are filed down a little bit. Now let's try inserting it. Okay, that did help. It was still a little tight, but it ended up going in. So now I'm just gonna line up this hole with this hole and thread that T40 screw in. All right, so I made a few mistakes, but we're good now because I learned from them, and now I can tell you guys what I did wrong. So I forgot to put the transmission cable. I don't know what that is. It's this little guy we took out. Forgot to put that in. I finished up. I started working on that side. I noticed, I was like, oh shoot, forgot the transmission cable. So I did that side, finished it, and I learned a couple things. One thing is, when you're taking off that T40, I almost stripped it, and then I'd been done basically. Nothing I could have really done. So just be careful while you're taking out that T40. Now next is lining up this transmission cable. If you notice on it, it's 4-sided squares. It's hard to see, but it's like a square. And we're gonna put it in this inside the threads that we just stuck in through here. It's also a square inside there, so you have to line it up. Try to push that out with this. Push this out a little bit. Give me a second. Okay, I broke that loose. So now we're looking like this. So you line that up in there. Now you have to push from the back. I'm pushing from back here. I'm lining this up. It's easier with 2 hands, but I'm gonna do it with 1. So we're lining it up. I want you guys to get this right. So I just put it in, I line it up. We're lined up over here, lined up over here. Now, the last thing we have to line up is this guy going into this hole. I'm gonna try to push it, and boom, I got it. So now we're all lined up. So we're pushed all the way forward, and now that T40 screw, you can see it's all lined up. You can see daylight, like watch. You see my finger through there. So now everything's lined up. Now this is the correct way to get it back together. Now you just put in your T40. Then I'll show you what you guys do next. So put in your T40. All right, T40 is now tight. Now we gotta get those T25s lined back up. So we just move this guy until we're lined up like that and make everything nice and tight. I'm not sure how tight it needs to be, but I'm making mine as tight, almost as tight as I can get them. Not too tight, in case I want to take it back apart. I don't want to strip anything. So now we line these back up. All right, everything is now done. Just do the other side, do the other chairs if you need to, other seats. And yeah, this is kind of a hard thing to do, but if I can do it, you guys can do it. So good luck with your guys' install, and have a good one.